All right, sorry it's a little grainy, but here we go. I'm going to share with you 2.6, translating word phrases. All right, so translating word phrases to expressions. So what we're talking about, 2.6. This is very similar to the chart on page 69 in your book. So you should have your book turned to page 69. If you're not there, then go ahead and pause this video and get your book out and turn to page 69. Up at the top, it says addition keywords, subtraction keywords, so on and so forth. Here it just says addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You can see that the words are a little bit different between the slide and the book. But this is very important right here where it says order is important. That is very true. Order is important when it comes to subtraction and division. When we say subtracted from or less than, you're actually going to put the thing after that phrase first minus what's before that phrase. So we'll look at what that is with the examples. First one here is addition. You can see the expression is x plus 3. The way that you could have it said and have to translate it to x plus 3 is some number plus 3, and then you can read the other ones as well that are on there. Those are all examples of things you could see in a word problem that would be written as x plus 3. Here's another example. You can see there's many different ways. You can see these highlighted pink ones. 6 subtracted from some number being y. That's the unknown, the variable. So you put y minus 6, even though the 6 was first in the sentence. Because it says subtracted from, that means 6 is subtracted or taken away from something else, where 6 is less than something else. When it comes to multiplication, you can use these word phrases. You can see you get 2a. Remember, that means 2 times a. So you could say twice some number, 2 times some number, the product of 2 and some number multiplied by 2. Remember, you can use a, b, x, any letter you want in the place of some number or a number. For exponents, you can see that c to the second power can be called c squared. The square is c. And then to the third power can be k cubed, k to the third power. And at the bottom there it says square root of x. We're not going to deal with much with the exponents and roots until a lot later. Division, though, we will use. So you can see that this is some number divided by 5, quotient, which is the answer to division, of some number divided by 5, the quotient of some number and 5, the ratio of some number and 5, or 5 divided into some number. You can see that the 5 goes under the number in that case. Here is some good examples of translating. So if you hear sum of x and 3, that means x plus 3. Difference of x and 3 is x minus 3. The product of x and 3 is x times 3. Or you could just write 3x, because remember the commutative property of multiplication. It doesn't matter which order. Quotient of x and 3. So x divided by 3 or x over 3. Translating some more, we've got product again. Product of a number and 4 is 4x. The sum of b cubed and 7 is b to the third power plus 7. Remember, exponents we're not going to really deal with that much at this point, but we will have them later. 7 added to the quotient of x and 7, so it's a little bit more complicated, but you can handle it. Number subtracted from 8. This is that backwards thing. The number comes after the 8 because it's subtracted from, and then here's that other pink one. 9 divided into a number is x over 9. 5 more than 2 times a number, get a little bit more complicated, so we could have, because it's addition, we could put it in either order because it's commutative. Remember, we learned commutative property of addition and multiplication, not subtraction and division. That's why you've got to have the right order on subtraction and division. Another examples here, 7 times the sum of a and b, so even getting a little bit more complicated, you can see you have 7 times the sum of a and b. Well, that has to go in quotes, and then you use distributive to be able to simplify that. Then we also have the product of 5, which is 5x, and a number minus the sum of the number and 2. So 5 and a number multiplied together, 5x, minus that number plus 2 has to be in parentheses. If you're confused on that part, that's later. The main thing I want you to be able to do is back here. These pink ones here, and this green and blue right here. Those are the key sort of things you should know how to do right now. the exponents and those sort of things. And then with this parenthesis stuff, if that's confusing you, it's okay. You'll still be able to get your homework done. You will learn this later. Here's another example. If we say the sum of A and B divided by the difference of A and B, you can see we get this like crazy equation. Again, this is another one of those. It's not as important as this slide right here. This is the key stuff you need to know to be able to do your homework and what you need for chapter 2. Here's some examples. So go ahead and pause this video and answer this question. Take as long as you need. All right, welcome back. The correct answer is C. That's what 12 less than 3 times a number is. Hopefully you got that right and didn't just let me play and the video just keep going. So there is that. I am going to give you some extra practice with another slide here. So if at this moment you really feel like you know what you're doing, then you will be ready for class tomorrow when we do go over this. So what we're doing with these videos, just in case you didn't understand when I told you in class, is you're going to watch these videos, be taught the subject, and then we're going to do what the homework has been overnight. We're going to do that in class instead of me just lecturing. So this is the new homework, is you watching a lecture. Again, if you get it, stop this video, you're good to go. If you're confused, here's some more examples. So what we're going to do is look at these examples in the skill check 1. So the first one we see is 6 increased by 31. So think about that one. What is 6 increased? So if we're increasing, we're adding to it, right? So this should end up being 6. Oops, that's not working very well. Let's see, this should be 6 increased. That's a plus by 31. Very difficult to draw on the computer. All right, and then number 3 says the quotient of 75 and 3. So that'd be 75. You could put it over 3. Or you could write, instead of that, you could do divide by 3. They mean the same thing. And then on number 5, it says 17 times 61. Let's good old 17. That is the best way I can do a dot on this computer. That's a dot. Times 61. If you look over here on number 2, I know I'm going in a weird order, but I'm sorry. So 14 less than 54. So we need to put the 14 last because it's less than 54, and that indicates subtraction. So it'll be 54 minus 14. Then number 4, we've got 2 more than 5. Remember that it doesn't matter which order because this is addition. So we could put 5 plus 2, or you could actually still put 2 plus 5. I think it's more telling me plus 2, 5 plus 2, but again, it doesn't really matter how you do it. When it comes to addition, multiplication doesn't matter. Subtraction and division absolutely matters every time. All right, so there's a few examples. If you feel great now, you can dive into looking at the problems we're going to work on tomorrow, or you can be done. Make sure you're taking good notes and that you can show me those for completion tomorrow. All right, if you're still confused, what we're going to do is go down and see some more. So here we go. Skill check number 2. Do the same thing I did up above and work this out for you. So we've got the sum of a number and 12. So this is going to be a number. Remember, we can do whatever we want. Sum means the answer to addition. So we've got any number we want. So let's go with good old x plus 12. Remember, an expression is just math stuff without the equal sign. You've got adding and subtracting or multiplying and dividing. Number 3, we have 8 times a number. Oh, it's multiplications. We've got 8 and a number, which is called x. Remember, you put a number next to a letter, it means multiply. Number 5, 81 divided by a number. So I could put 81. It's a really crappy 8. I hope you see that that's an 8. Divided by a number. Remember, we can put it 81 over x, or we can do the old division sign. Dot, dot, x. So either answer is correct. Number 2, we've got a number decreased by 4. So a number decreased by 4. Oh wait, Mr. Beaucamp, you didn't switch it around. That's because it wasn't those certain words that make you switch it around. You have to pay attention to that. So a number x is subtracted from 11. This is where it matters. So 11 minus x. All right, if you need more help, let me know. We've got other skill checks we can look at, but I feel like you guys would be well with this. So you have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.